And welcome back to Danganronpa, everyone. Before we start things off, just want to say I hope you all had a happy Halloween. Had some good treats, tricks, spooks, or whatever. I was working during it, not on this, but making pizzas for all the happy trick-or-treaters. Yay. But speaking of despair, last time we were investigating Sayaka's death, and pretty much got to the conclusion of who the killer is. And I don't know, maybe it's because of the first trial and stuff that it's just going to be pretty hand-holdy and it's going to be super easy and hopefully be a little more harder down the line. But that being said, we came to this room. It's where we're going to be going to the class trial, and let's get away. Up here's everyone. You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. I bet you were afraid you would be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. Oh, you're biased too. Don't even... So they really are convinced I did it. But... I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? Wow, this music. I'm really loving the soundtrack to this game. The one who murdered Sayaka, is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Oh boy. Well, let's talk to you, Kyoko, because you feel like you got this scene all wrapped up. Let's get started. Okay, Celeste. Well, did you find anything that might actually prove your innocence? Shigino?
I'm sorry.
Sorry. In the end, I wasn't able to do any looking around or anything. Is this really how Sayaka would want us to find out who killed her?
Got it!
Relax. I haven't decided 100% that you're the culprit just yet. Maybe, but you're obviously leaning that way. Yeah, no doubt. What do you gotta say?
Impossible.
Damn, we really gotta go through with this class trial thing, huh?
You know?
Sorry, still a little under the weather. If you want to confess, I guess now's the time to do it. Really? I'm telling you, I didn't do it. Sakura?
Hey!
There's no point in staying around here. Settle your resolve and step into the future. Got a point there. Mondo?
What?
So, whoever stuck us here even took the time to set up a goddamn courtroom, huh? Yeah, true. Oh yeah?
What the heck?
I can't help but wonder whoever killed Sakura is even feeling right now. True. What do you gotta tell us? Being so insistent, even though you obviously killed her. Very impressive. What about you, rich boy? Well then, the time has finally come. Are you ready? So, the school basement has become a darkened stage. We're all here to bear witness to Mr. Naegi's final curtain call. Oh god, you're biased too, Tilt. Okay. And what about you, the person who I definitely believe is the killer?
You know what I mean.
Well, I did my job. I'm counting on the rest of you from here on out. That already just says it right there. Yeah, I did my job in killing Sayaka. Hopefully you all screw up so I can get out. Alright, let's go. Guess I have no choice but to go on this elevator.
Well then.
Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mysteries surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. It's Sayaka's honor. I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation, toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. The doors closed and the elevator started to move. Oh, this is pretty cool. The steel box ascended with heavy clunking sounds towards the school's basement. I also learned that if you press the Q button, you could show the whole scene without the text on it. So, pretty neat. Anyway. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes.
Oh!
Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lured us further and further into the bowels of the school. Ooh, this is a neat room. You finally arrived! Ta-da! What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right?
Shit.
Not even close. It's total shit.
Well now.
Okay. Everyone find your assigned seats and sit down.
Yahoo!
Hurry up now, hurry up! We did what he said and found our seats. Huh. This is pretty cool. And wait, we also got Sayaka and Junko there as well. In spirit, I guess. It's actually pretty cool. It looks very, like, honorable and stuff. In a weird way. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so everyone could see everyone else. It feels pretty claustrophobic too. It's like it feels like the whole room is just like shrinking in on you with this. Which also meant it'd be easy for everyone to transfer their tension and unease onto anyone else. Are you coming on to me? The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. And so the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle. A deadly defense. A deadly fate. A deadly class trial. Yeah, we get it. It's a lot of deadly. Do I want to save my data? Nah, I'm good for right now. Ooh, okay. Courtroom prep. Alright, let's see our eating handbook. Well, truth bullets. Let's see. Okay, so we got the Monocular file, we got the evidence of a struggle, the replica of the sword, the sheath of the sword, switching rooms, toolkit, Koto's room cleanliness, Sayaka's wrist, the dying message, the bathroom door frame, the bathroom doorknob, the dorm nameplates, the kitchen knife set, Aoi's account, trash duty, the incinerator, the burnt shirt piece, and the shattered crystal ball. That's all the evidence we got, so hope that's enough. There we go. Oh, we don't need we don't need any of that. Set skills. Do we have any? Oh, we do. Okay. Melodious voice. Increased damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle. Cost. Oh, I mean, why not? It's the only one we got, so might as well. Finish preparations. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Oh boy.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Oh my god, is everyone gonna be talking during this? I mean, that would be such a godsend.
Of course!
Nothing to late.
Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
It's not like I don't like doing everyone's voice and stuff, but it's just like doing 16, okay, well, 14 at this point. Like, it's a little bit of a strain. And also, Taka, really? Do you really think that's gonna work?
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Thank you, Mondo.
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
Good question.
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
That's a little weird, but this is Monokuma we're talking about, so I guess it's his own weird way of like having everyone here for some odd reason.
Friendship penetrates?
Oh god, Hifumi, get your mind out of the gutter.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat?
Empty seat? Oh.
There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Is there possibly a 16th student we don't know about? Or it's just there for show?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get
I'm
started.
just gonna keep that in the back of my mind as we go on with this game.
First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin, the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't about just me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. So this is what the bullets are for. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim, then fire with the left mouse button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so you please be careful. Oh boy, this is gotta be a quick pace then. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Oh, thank God. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh, I love this. This is so cool. Evidence of a struggle. Okay.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
No shit.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
No, that's not the case.
She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Oh, am I supposed to hit the words? Whoops. Something's off of what just said. Because Saiga hadn't resisted at all. There's no explanation for what happened in my room. For this first debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If you're unable to spot or refute someone's lies or contradictions, argue and repeat. Oh, that's awesome. Within a group of statements, some words appear in a different color. Did you happen to notice? That represents a potential hole in the person's statement, a possible weak spot. These weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate, sections of a person's statement. Your truth bullets are only effective against these weak spots. So when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only be sure it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward an argument by holding the blah key. Alright. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Alright.
No, that's wrong.
Objection!
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
Oh yeah, 100% there.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Our killer and the victim, obviously.
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Yeah, you're
Sorry.
right there. Oh, it's alright, Chihiro.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Okay, the knife.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Because it is, Ifumi. We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Kitchen knife set. Alright.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach.
A knife.
Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No, that's wrong. No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Yep.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sorta see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Sorta, it was right there. You could pretty much see almost the whole thing.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it's like this missing is just like the end tip of the blade.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us?
Get us to at least like another part of the case figured out.
I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Already projected on me. I'm on you, man.
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
I can refute you.
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Thank you, Kyoko.
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
Sure, Leon.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
Yes, it will.
You really believe that?
Shut up, Fire Curry. She's right. There's gotta be some breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yes! You can concentrate by holding down the space key. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest, no need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh yeah, this music, I'm loving it. How is it count? Okay, yeah, this could help me right then and there.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon.
Correct.
But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, when nobody was in the dining hall.
No, that's wrong!
That's wrong.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. When I finished my tea and went back in the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining room? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
Boom.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this?
What do you got?
What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Toko, what the hell? First off, why are you calling her an idiot? Second, can people work together in this?
Idiot swimmer girl?
You should react to that, Asahina. Don't take that shit from her.
Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
That's also a good question.
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
Interesting. So why even like be the accomplice to begin with? What do you gain from it? You gain nothing.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Pretty much.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
You never know.
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case!
Alright, well, thanks, Monokuma. You actually helped me out there.
Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Thank you for impatience.
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife.
That pretty much helped solve his case that he didn't do it.
So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
That is a good point, Celeste.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
Oh, Sakura. What do you got?
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I feel like you two are like pretty good friends. You've been hanging out a lot together.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Leon, are you really going there?
Right.
Look, he's already nervous just looking at her after the statement.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
This is interesting.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over.
And she came like a good friend. That's nice.
Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
No, it doesn't. Because all you have to do is sleep inside a dorm room. It doesn't have to be yours in particular. This is why this case started to begin with.
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room.
Exactly, Chihiro.
So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
Oh, no. Taka went there. He's gonna be in for a shock.
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
I'm just gonna say this now. Probably our next murder victim is gonna be Taka, and we're probably gonna know who did it. I would not blame her, though.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
What, who grabbed the knife?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
That's very true, Byakuya.
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Oh, shit. Did Sayaka grab it? Someone who's not here? Are you talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Okay, now I'm starting to think that my earlier assumption where, you know, she could have possibly been wanting to kill someone is starting to look more and more plausible. Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was Sayaka.
I got it! Then,
Okay.
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
Yep.
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen.
Interesting.
As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Then the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
Yep.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
Makoto, I know you are really close with her, but this is a class trial. You gotta think of all the possibilities at this point.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What? What do you got on me, Togami?
What?
See? He did do it after all!
Toga, why are you jumping on this like that?
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
Oh god, we're spiraling down backwards again.
You possess a most terrifying talent.
Yes, I'm the ultimate liar. That's the twist of the game. Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Thank God for Kyoko being there.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering.
The room switch, yep.
And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hayman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yes, actually. As scenes advance further in the class trial, the Hayman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to an incident in question. You will have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Okay, Hayman, gotcha. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the mouse to aim, then press the left mouse button to shoot the desired letters. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0 or if it runs out of time, you fail. Ooh. Well then, good luck and have fun. Something that should have been on the scene, but wasn't. That must be a crucial point. If we can't figure out what that is, then... Alright. 4-letter word. Oh, the hair. Alright, that was easy.
Now I understand. That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
Yep.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
That he did.
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
That is very true.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
But then why would I leave her body in the shower then, you know?
That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Exactly, Kyoko.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Oh my god, Kyoko, thank you.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
Yep, it ain't me, Chihiro.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
I mean, you got a point there, Taka, but there's a lot more evidence to prove you wrong.
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
Look at her smirking. She's already got this whole case figured out.
I would like to hear these reasons.
So would I.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yep.
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
Are they gonna bring up the toolkit?
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Oh, the doorknob. The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and evidence that proves it is the object that the killer broke. Which was, yep, bathroom doorknob.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken.
Yep.
See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh, yeah, true. But what does it mean?
The person broke in, which means, why would I break into my own door if I know how to open it?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then.
Because the boys' bathroom don't lock or anything. It's like you should know that they open with ease.
Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to know more? Yes! From here on out, the number of weak spots will start growing up. But no matter what, how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. I kind of figured it was going to be more than one of these at a certain point. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important, because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright. Make your argument.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
That is true.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
That might be true.
She then fled into the bathroom.
That is really true.
Then the killer ran after her.
True.
And they got into the bathroom.
Yes.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
That might be it.
Because Sayaka had locked it.
There it is. She could have locked it.
Wrong. The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Ooh, Leon's looking concerned. It's like, wait, what? What are you talking about, boy? I mean,
my
I didn't
bathroom
kill her.
door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
Because we switched rooms, and somehow our names also got switched on the doors.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Yup. The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked, so they didn't know the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime they didn't know about. The time it took place in my room.
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
Nice little reference there, Hifumi. I think Hifumi is just gonna be our guy that's gonna reference like anything that's like popular media.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
His face!
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Pretty much.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But The killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
Pretty much.
That is a definite possibility.
Oh, see, even now you're starting to believe it now, Togumi.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
And now we sway Toko. Awesome. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
Boy, whoever quits without saving. Quitters, that's who.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Why are you gonna go to, like, majority vote just right off a whim right now? We barely know anything. We just concluded that I'm not the killer. So that just leaves, like, a total of 13 other possible candidates.
Majority rules? Do you really think that's a good idea?
Leon, if I were you, I would be supporting this.
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
For once, I actually agree with you.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
Hey, Celeste, just because she's bubbly doesn't mean she doesn't have some insight on this. I mean, I'm told I'm a pretty bubbly person as well, but, you know, I'm a pretty fairly intellectual person, or at least I feel like I am.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
Yeah, you tell her off.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
That's the question I want to know.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
Nope.
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then... maybe someone picked the lock?
That can't be true, because didn't Monokuma say that the locks on our doors can't be picked because it has like a master key to each one?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way.
Define easy way.
They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
That's a possibility.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
You're one to talk.
Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because... Oh, switching the rooms.
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even though I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
That's a possibility.
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
You gotta put that into consideration, Makoto.
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see in my room. Sayaka. Oh, snap. I think she did want to murder someone. And she was going to free Makoto. Oh my god. That's insane. Check the nameplate to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows.
That's what makes me think that she might be the ultimate detective. Like, she's like really good at investigating. Like, there's gotta be the answer, right?
When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
That makes me a little worried about you, Asahina, but at least you know you got some knowledge to you for that.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes.
True.
Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
See, Makoto, you should have looked at that notepad. That was definitely evidence.
Huh? Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No.
No, I didn't. But
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Yup. Then the note. Sayaka wrote it?
but why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
All dirty thoughts aside from Ifumi, I do agree.
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
You can stick to your waifu pillows then, Hifumi.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Why would you say that, Celeste?
Huh? What makes you say that? Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Yes, tell me more.
Very well then. Pay attention.
Alright. Make your argument. Dorm nameplates. Okay.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
That is correct.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
Right.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room. Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Okay, so there's two possible ones to think of. The killer went to my room instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that is, it has to be because of what got switched between me and Sayaka's room.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room. I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room. Exactly. The room
Try that.
Makoto...
No, that's wrong. The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
Yup.
They got switched?
I'm surprised no one noticed that outside the halls.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Classic switcheroo.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
It was definitely Sayaka. It had
Right.
to have been.
Okay, then who did it?
There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only person who knew we had switched.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
Yup.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just to us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay? Yup.
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
Because she wanted to commit a murder. It's so blatant at this point now.
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
How is no one getting this?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room.
True.
That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was, whoever she invited over came in and attacked her.
That's a bit of a jump there.
We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
Well, yeah, pretty much.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Okay, calm down, Mondo. At least he's getting somewhere.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Possibly.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Yes, it was.
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt. Just to make sure. Yeah, Sayaka's wrist.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear.
Yep, the gold dust from the sheath and stuff.
Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
I like gold.
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
Yup.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Yes, it does.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
I don't think he's just yet, Hagakure. What happened in my room, and what led to Sayaka's death, that's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Wow, what's more to learn about? Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? A little bit. Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth simulator. Oh boy, here comes the challenging parts to this. But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. Interesting. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. Oh boy. You can press the Q key to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire, alright? Press and release the Q key to cycle through each bullet. Or you can use the mouse wheel. Well, that ain't happening because all of my slots right now are being used by an external and my microphone, and I have nothing else. So it's the keypad at this point. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. Well, we're in the middle, so that ain't happening. For our purpose this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, now this is just... Alright. Replica sword sheath, kitchen knife set, replica sword. Alright.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt.
Maybe.
A sword-based sneak attack!
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. she grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
He didn't
And they
take it.
killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
If the person with the sword really did attack first, there's no explanation for how a certain part of the sword got. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. It couldn't have
When
been
the
a sneak
fighting
attack.
broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword. And that's when the first blow was dealt.
I think it was the sheep.
A sword-based sneak attack.
No, that's wrong. Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Yeah, because there was damage on the sheep.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Pretty much.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
You can't put two and two together, Mondo?
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath.
Yep.
If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
Depending, maybe.
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse.
Which makes Sayaka even more likely, like, an attempted murderer at this point, trying to get to her victim, but the victim had the upper hand and killed her in retaliation. So this murder might be a case of self-defense, if anything.
In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
Although when you think about it, if she locked herself in the bathroom and they had to break in there, then that does not count as self-defense then at that point.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Yep.
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it! So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere, then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
Weren't you just listening?
So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too.
That can't be it, though.
Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
Yeah, because there would be gold dust all over her hands, too.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
The part of her body that shows she's never used the sword. If you wanted to use the sword, which part of the body would you use? Her stomach, yes. Nothing sounds like fighting with your stomach. Or palms.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle.
Yep.
It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
And they can't be it because all water is inaccessible after night.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Toko, girl. Your looks do not mean anything right now in regards to the situation.
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coin off her hands because there's a certain regulation that talks about what happens to bathrooms at nighttime. The water was off.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Girl, well, I don't blame you, actually. Honestly, with the situation in the past few days, it's like you're just like all freaked out. It's like, I wouldn't blame you.
Oh my.
Kumi, don't judge her. You probably didn't either.
You're different? You smell like a big fat ugly donkey!
Okay, that's a bit rough.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Really, Hifumi? You think that's a compliment? Some of these kids, man.
An insult, obviously.
Alright, Leon, I'll just agree with you on that.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
The one who damaged the sheath would have been... Sayaka.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Yup.
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
Yep.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Oh, it's definitely been a planned murder.
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Yes, it is.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct?
That is correct.
Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sadly, yes.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
Yup.
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto.
And basically have me be... have me, like, put out as the murderer.
But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior.
I mean, you all jumped on me the moment that you all thought it was me just because it was in my room, so I don't know.
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Well, I don't know about you, Toko, but I'm just gonna believe the person that I feel like could be more believable in this situation. Pop status doesn't mean a thing to me.
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired.
Yep, they got her killed.
She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Pretty much.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument!
Have we?
You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it!
Now's not the time, Monokuma.
Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Oh my god.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to find out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. Oh, there's plenty left, Makoto. There's plenty. The dying message, see? That's the big one. The one that's gonna pretty much turn the
It's
tides
easy
on
just to say,
Leah.
hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
False.
No, that's wrong. There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
Boy, you're about to get exposed.
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Yup.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
That is very true, Celeste. Like I said earlier in the last episode, it could be like a red herring where like the killer just like wanted to frame someone, have her fingertip with blood, and then just write down whatever name that first came to mind. There's no question that Sayaka wrote the message, and I could prove it. The index finger. Yeah.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I still think that you could easily just replace it.
I see.
Whatever.
She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
I do feel as though Chihiro does know about numbers and shit, but she even told me that she doesn't even know.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers.
Finally, Hifumi's making some sense here.
Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Yes, an N.
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but... Looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Okay, Mono, that's a little offhand there.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
Calm down, Hifumi.
But even if that really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Damn it, it's no use. I just don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Huh? Rotate it? I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Sayaka's dying message revealed the real killer's name. If you turn her message 180 degrees, it should become crystal clear. It was Sayaka. No. Where is you? There you are.
Here's my answer.
It is you, Leon.
The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees.
Well, like I said the moment I saw the clue.
If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N.
Leon.
L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
Boy, you busted.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence.
Boy, why are you sweating? Why you gotta sweat like that? Obviously, you've been caught. You and your giant-sized clothespin on your jacket that I just realized now is on there.
It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
That's too coincidental to be random, dude.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were.
Pretty much.
And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
Basically.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me.
Is it?
I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
The hair? The evidence that Leon tried to get rid of. Is that the thing I found on the ground in front of the incinerator, right? Oh. The burnt shirt piece, right?
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
Boy, you busted. Can't say anything because you're just like flat out caught.
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Okay, you got a point there, Sakura.
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That is true, because looking around at all of you, a lot of you are wearing white button-ups, which is very surprising.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Like the broken ball that you had to use to get in the incinerator room to begin with.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
About time, Makoto. The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. Where, when, how? How?
I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty.
Oh, he's gonna put the blame to Hifumi.
So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
Why is that interesting, Hifumi? That's you. Now he realizes it. No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without it being on cleaning duty. And that's what exactly proves that Leon is the real killer. Yep. Make your argument. Shattered crystal ball. Yup.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
That's not it.
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
That can't be it.
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence.
That might be it.
Which means the only possible suspect is whoever had the trash room key.
No.
Okay, so the person who would have had the trash room key was... Huh? Me? No!
Oh, he looks so sad. There absolutely was a way to use the incinerator without using the trash room key. The killer was able to turn the incinerator on by using something I found on the ground nearby. Yeah.
The key to the trash room... Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Even Mondo knew it was glass.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
Killer had to use the glass ball in a certain way, which was... Divine with it. Yeah, Sayaka got haunted to death. knows to throw it.
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
And of all the talents here, the only one that could really do it is someone who has extreme experience with throwing balls.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? So someone turned on the incinerator? Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was a work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Yes, it would have.
Wait, no, just hold on.
You got nothing, man.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
An ultimate baseball player could.
That's right! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
Wouldn't have been much of a challenge at all for the killer because he's clairvoyant, the fanfic creator, the baseball star.
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
Like a fox.
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious.
It's over, dude. You're caught.
I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear.
Alright.
And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
The closing argument is about to begin. Would you like to hear it more? Yes! Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phrase, you will give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the forms of a comic book. Okay. However, you'll notice that in the comic there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim in missing section and press the left button, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun. Interesting. Oh, this is cool. How am I supposed to go up through this, though? Alright. Alright, well, this is a little awkward, but whatever. Alright, so, let's look through these. Only that. Yeah, use that to get in. Goes in, stabs her. She writes down her dying message. Yep. Act 3. Grabs a lint roller. Chucks this. Throws the evidence away. And there's the remains. Okay, so I guess there will be some extra stuff then. Alright, so I'm gonna quickly go back to my mic. Place that with my mouse. I'm probably gonna have to buy like another USB port thing.
The killer is you! I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room.
It's actually pretty cool. I like how this is set up.
From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
Done.
And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife,
Jeez.
and stabbed Sayaka.
He kind of looks like Gollum in a way, with just how that face looks.
But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief.
That face, though, am I right?
But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
Dude, how many piercings do you have? Like, damn.
It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object!
Seriously? You've been caught, dude. There's no way out at this point.
I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
This guy, man.
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it.
Which is...
Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
toolkit, yeah. Yeah, right, the toolkit. I didn't use it, and all the other guys said they didn't use it, which means Leon's like the only one that actually opened up his kit, which means he's the only one that can actually be found guilty. I have the evidence. Your first bullet time battle's about to begin. It's like, oh, I thought it was done. Alright. What do we got? Oh, this is interesting. Sometimes during the class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We would like to refer to them as a bullet time battle, aka the BTB BTW. During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Oh no, this is a rhythm game. I'm not going to be good. Match the button presses with each tempo marker as they move across the screen to reach the center. Press the right mouse button to lock onto an opponent's statements. Destroy the statement you locked onto with the left mouse button as the tempo marker reaches the center. Use the methods to deal damage to your opponents. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Oh boy. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this up, you'll initiate a tempo. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll go into a tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so does the time for each button. So watch out for that. Oh boy. Deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statement will appear. At this point, you can press the left mouse button to shoot it down with the shoot button, like any other statement. If you hit their statement fast enough, you will come out victorious. Just like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0 to run out of time, you fail. Oh god. Well then, good luck and have fun.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
They used something of their own to remove the screws. Could it have been...
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Oh my lord.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Dude, it's over. I have to show indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. Alright, let's see if I do good at this. The moment of truth.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lied! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lied! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lied! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof?
Wait. I don't get this! I don't get this! Oh my lord.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lied! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! Stupid! You lied! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lied! Stop talking!
Okay.
Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Okay. I found a weird way to do this. Okay.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
Yup.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, So the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Oh my god, this dude.
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh?
And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
Yep, it's pretty much over. They know it's him.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid! Stupid!
It's over. Oh, wow. Yeah. He's definitely lost all hope. He's in total despair mode now.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Yep. You're found guilty, man. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, I'll take it. Like, the rhythm game is gonna be the death of me in this game. I already know, but you know what? I still got an A. That's still pretty good. Oh, check. Oh, nice. 76 medals. That's awesome. I'll take it. Oh, actually, that can mean we can buy a lot more gifts for friends and stuff. Even better.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes?
Yep.
You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right?
True.
Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Voting time, baby. Oh, this is funny. Little slot machine. Oh, their faces. Oh, that's awesome. Leon, the tribe has spoken. You found guilty, boy. Uh-oh. Looks like you got it right on the money. Man, I really thought it was just going to be a red herring for him, but I guess it was that obvious. The Blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kawada.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Leon, did you really kill Sayaka? Well, they got it right, so obviously.
But...
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch, what the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed. That's not true. You could have left the scene.
So, that's why...
I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. It was a complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just... unlucky. That's all. Hey! Come on!
You just expect me to accept my death? Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about it, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. You'd all be dead. Because if what we came up with was really the truth, then the truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her and that video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me.
Why?
I can't afford to be stuck in here. The one that was most important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. To have to see something like that happen to them, and And Sayaka?
I
did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it. Even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
she was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. I mean, I wouldn't say that in the first place, Makoto. We all didn't know it was a killing game at first, you know? Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy, howdy! The entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside she's descended into pure madness. What did you just say?
Phew!
I understand. Really, I do. Yup. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Yeah, tell it to Anakin Skywalker. Collapse the whole Jedi Temple. Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly into frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma. No, Makoto, no! We all know what happened last time. But...
That's enough.
Oh, thank God, Kyoko. As angry as I was, Kyoko lashed onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make your enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leah Kawada will receive his punishment.
Punishment?
Yeah. You're You're dead. You're so dead.
You mean execution?
Yeah.
Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense. I said it early on, but because you went out of your way to use that toolkit to get in there and kill her, that's not self-defense anymore. That's just straight up murder. You could have left the scene, you could have told everyone what happened, and you could have moved on from there. But you went the further route and just went out of your way to kill her. That's not self-defense anymore.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your own very toolkit? See, even Celeste knows. After she shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's
no,
why...
that's not... Stop it. I've had enough of this.
Oh!
Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone else, were you not? You killed your precious Sayaka, do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either, because the one to blame is him.
Huh?
Swat! If it weren't for you, this would never have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who puts us in this situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh. Did you awaken your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. Unethical. Wow. I can read. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up. Okay, well anyway, more importantly...
Thrills, chills, kills!
Let's hurry up and get what everyone's been waiting for. The the punishment! I am actually excited for this. I want to see what he's going to do though.
I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
I mean, yeah, I feel for him, but, you know, again, he could have easily avoided the situation by leaving it afterwards, but he took it a step further than he should have.
Hey, come on now.
No more begging, no more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop, please!
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Leon Kawada, the ultimate baseball star.
No, 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 no!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
No!
Oh boy. Let's see how this is gonna go. Ooh, an animation. Game over. Leon has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Oh wow, he gets dragged away and stuff too? Ooh, I like this style. Oh, okay. Oh, jeez. Whoa. Jesus Christ. You would think his neck was snapped by that. Oh, no. It's gonna be something related to his talent that he despises. Oh, no. Is he gonna get hit with a ton of baseballs? Oh, he is. Oh, and everyone's watching. Oh, that's even worse. The 1,000 blows. Oh god, with all those balls getting thrown. Oh my god. That's brutal. Oh my god. Oh, even Monica was swinging at him too. Whoa. Oh jeez. Oh. And just like that, mighty Leon has struck out. Yep, everyone's face is just despair. Oof. That's pretty bloody. Oh, even all over the walls too. Oof. That's a way to go, that's for sure. What we saw, that was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else can we call it?
Extreme!
Woohoo! Extreme! Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control! What's going on?
I can't take it.
Can't take this anymore. Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it.
Well,
hey, if you don't like it. All you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that. Oh, jeez.
Damn you!
Man, fuck you. Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us?
what the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful, secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark, awful, secret society type of bear.
Well,
So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
It seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think that's what you're saying. And what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
Piece of shit. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. He must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened happened because because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You are to blame. Of course, we can't cut free of the outside world, being trapped in the same place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure you'll learn all the mysteries of the school you're thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all got to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey,
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there, just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to the Blackest punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for after all.
hey,
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of that fun for later. There he goes. Just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment.
just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by himself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool, becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision, that's why. As she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know about that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't even ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left the message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who would have killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility, but I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she should kill someone or deceive you, which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation is attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me for the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry with them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed a small smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh well. I'm psychic. Oh, that's adorable.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. Oh. Chapter 1, To Survive. Completed. And we're down to 12. To be continued. Next episode. Oh, I got a despair bad. Wow, that's something. Alright, everyone. So, completed our class trial. We saw that it was Leon, even though we pretty much knew it since the last episode. But everything is all wrapped up now, and another chapter awaits. So until next time, guys, see you next time. Hope you all enjoyed it, and fingers crossed that your favorite doesn't get killed next. See ya.